The curse of the video game adaptation is a concept that has haunted Hollywood for decades, a graveyard of botched attempts where beloved pixels went to die in the uncanny valley of live-action cinema. Yet, amidst this wreckage, a blue streak emerged in 2020 to defy the odds. If the first film was the tentative handshake between the digital and physical worlds, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, released in 2022, is the enthusiastic bear hug. Directed by Jeff Fowler, this sequel is not merely a continuation. It is an expansion pack in the truest sense, inflating the lore, the stakes, and the sheer kinetic joy of the Sega Genesis era into a cinematic spectacle that feels less like a movie and more like a Saturday morning cartoon given a blockbuster budget. It is a film that understands the absurdity of its premise and, rather than shying away from it, leans into the skid with a grin as wide as Jim Carrey's mustache. To understand the triumph of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, one must first appreciate the tonal tightrope it walks. The film opens not on the comfortable streets of Green Hills, Montana, but on the alien, fungal desolate wasteland of the Mushroom Planet. Here we find Dr. Robotnik, played with a manic, rubber-faced intensity by Jim Carrey that recalls the golden age of his 1990s comedy dominance. Carrey does not simply chew the scenery, he inhales it, metabolizes it, and spits it out as pure, unadulterated villainy. In this sequel, he has evolved, or perhaps devolved, closer to the Eggman of the source material. Gone is the sleek government agent veneer. In his place is a crazed genius obsessed with the ultimate power. The introduction of his quest for the Master Emerald provides the narrative spine of the film, transforming the plot from a road trip buddy comedy into a globe-trotting treasure hunt that feels indebted to Indiana Jones as much as it is to platforming games. The heart of the film, however, beats within the chest of its titular CGI hero. Ben Schwartz returns to voice Sonic, and his performance is a masterclass in conveying the restless energy of adolescence. This is a Sonic who is trying too hard to be a superhero, styling himself as Blue Justice in a clumsy attempt to mimic Batman, only to cause more property damage than he prevents. The script smartly positions Sonic not just as a hero, but as a child craving purpose and connection. This thematic undercurrent is what elevates the film above a mere light show. When Sonic is left home alone while his surrogate parents, Tom and Maddie, travel to Hawaii for a wedding, the film explores the concept of responsibility. It posits that speed is nothing without direction, a lesson Sonic must learn the hard way. The arrival of Miles, Tails, Prower serves as the catalyst for Sonic's growth. Voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy, the only cast member to reprise her role from the video games, Tails brings an innocence and technical wonder that balances Sonic's brashness. The dynamic between them is instantly endearing. Tails is the ultimate fanboy meeting his idol, only to realize that his idol is just as lonely and unsure as he is. Their chemistry turns the film into a story about brotherhood. The visual rendering of Tails is impeccable, his twin tails spinning with a physics-defying charm that feels tangible. When they take to the skies in the iconic red biplane, the Tornado, the film achieves a level of nostalgic euphoria that few adaptations ever reach. It is a sequence that signals to the audience that the filmmakers truly respect the iconography of the source material. On the other end of the emotional spectrum stands Knuckles the Echidna. Casting Idris Elba as the voice of this red powerhouse was a stroke of brilliance. Elba plays Knuckles with a stoic, Shakespearean gravitas that is inherently hilarious when juxtaposed with the absurdity of a small, red anteater-like creature. He is a warrior bound by honor and duty, the last of his kind, seeking the Master Emerald to protect the legacy of his tribe. His rivalry with Sonic is not born of malice but of a clash of ideologies, the free-spirited chaos of the Hedgehog versus the disciplined order of the Echidna. The physical altercations between them are choreographed with a heavy impact. You feel the weight of Knuckles' punches, creating a tangible threat that was missing in the first film. His gullibility, exploited by Robotnik, adds a layer of tragedy to his character, making his eventual turn toward heroism feel earned rather than inevitable. The narrative structure of the film is a relentless series of set pieces, each distinct in its visual identity. From the snowy slopes of Siberia, where Sonic and Tails engage in a dance battle before escaping an avalanche, to the azure waters of Hawaii, the film is visually vibrant. The Siberian sequence, in particular, stands out as a highlight. It begins with a fish-out-of-water comedy in a rugged tavern, a classic trope, and transitions into a snowboarding chase that directly references the gameplay mechanics of the 3D Sonic games. The sense of speed is exhilarating, capturing the flow state that players feel when racing through a level perfectly. However, the film is not without its detours, the most debated of which is the wedding subplot in Hawaii. For a significant portion of the runtime, the focus shifts entirely to the human characters, specifically Natasha Rothwell's Rachel. While some critics argued this halted the momentum, a more generous reading suggests it provides a necessary breathing room. It allows the film to embrace pure farce, with Rothwell delivering a powerhouse comedic performance as a bride scorned. The revelation that the wedding is a sting operation by GUN to capture Sonic brilliantly integrates the human drama back into the sci-fi plot. It grounds the fantastical elements in a real-world response, showing how the government escalates its tactics to deal with extraterrestrial threats. As the film hurtles toward its climax, the stakes escalate to a planetary level. The reassembly of the Master Emerald allows Robotnik to transcend his human limitations, piloting a colossal robot clearly modeled after the Death Egg robot from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This finale is a visual feast of destruction and color. The cinematography here deserves praise for maintaining clarity amidst the CGI chaos. The audience always knows where the characters are and what the stakes are. The moment Sonic taps into the power of the Chaos Emeralds to transform into Super Sonic is the film's crescendo. Bathed in gold light, floating effortlessly, this transformation is the ultimate payoff for 30 years of fandom. It is handled with a reverence that treats the moment not as a gimmick, but as a mythological ascension. Yet, even amidst the explosions and the spectacle of a giant robot battle, the film resolves its conflict through character connection. Sonic does not defeat Knuckles, he saves him. He offers him a hand of friendship, recognizing their shared trauma of loneliness and loss. The formation of Team Sonic, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, at the end of the film is a satisfying conclusion to their individual arcs. They form a found family, a colorful, chaotic unit that promises to protect the world not because they have to, but because they have each other. This emotional resolution grounds the high-flying action, ensuring that the audience cares about the CGI critters as much as the special effects surrounding them. The sound design and score by Tom Holkenborg further elevate the experience. The music is propulsive, blending orchestral swells with electronic synths that pay homage to the 16-bit era without sounding dated. The sound effects, the ring chimes, the spin dash revs, the spring bounces, are lifted directly from the Sega archives, triggering a Pavlovian response of joy in anyone who grew up holding a controller. These auditory cues are woven seamlessly into the soundscape, ensuring that the film sounds as authentic as it looks. Ultimately, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 succeeds because it abandons the need to be cool or edgy in favor of being sincere. It captures the specific, hyperactive energy of the 1990s without drowning in cynicism. It treats its characters, no matter how ridiculous they look, with dignity. Jim Carrey's performance serves as the perfect bridge between the generations, offering physical comedy for the children and nostalgic brilliance for the adults. The film is a testament to the idea that video game movies do not need to rewrite the source material to be successful. They simply need to understand why people loved the source material in the first place. It is a film about the need for connection in a fast-paced world, wrapped in a package of blue fur and red sneakers. In the landscape of modern blockbusters, which are often weighed down by self-serious mythology or grim aesthetics, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a burst of neon optimism. It is a reminder that cinema can be simply, purely fun. It leaves the door wide open for the future, teasing the introduction of Shadow the Hedgehog in a post-credits scene that elicited gasps in theaters worldwide, promising that this franchise has only just begun to tap into its rich history. It stands as the definitive example of how to adapt a gaming property, with heart, with speed, and with a healthy respect for the absurdity of a hedgehog who can run faster than the speed of sound.